Hey there, guys. All right, today we are back with some more Blue Jay, and this time, absurd historical trends that need to come back. Before I dive in, make sure you go and check out the links in the description box below. I would love to join the Discord and follow me over at Twitch. And now I'm very confused as to what I'm seeing here. Powerful shapers of culture. You got the live action movie that does not exist that my face is covering. So you guys are welcome. You do not have to see the horror that is that abomination of a movie. C, we've got baseball, meh, and the Model T. I think that's the Model T. Right there, I think that's the Model T. I don't know. B, we got soccer and the music box. Hey, I'm guessing this has to be. Is this the oh, what's it called? Why am I blanking on it? The thing that made more books. The printing press. Is that the printing press? I don't think that's the printing press. Is that the cotton gin? What is that? That's either the cotton gin or the printing press. Genghis Khan. The wheel. Why isn't the wheel in S tier? The wheel is literally the most important thing ever. Blue Jay. Ryan Reynolds. Absolutely agree. Music, science, more science. Why, well, I guess, is this math? Well, I mean, math is a science. You could combine these two. Let's dive in.
In a tier list of the most powerful and seductive shapers of culture, the temptress that is fashion easily ranks amongst the top tier. We've all been bitten by this bug. It's the first day of 4th grade and you're strutting your way down the hallway, all eyes drawn to your new SpongeBob Heelys. But your undeveloped brain forgets that wheels on shoes equals no stick to floor, and one wrong step sends you plummeting, showering the hallway in color.
The wheels were removable. You would you were supposed to take off the wheels and then like there was like I had Heelys. you take out the wheels if you're just wanting to like walk. Like come on. I also had Heelys in 3rd or 4th grade. I can't remember which when I had them. I didn't like them. Maybe I had them in like 1st grade. I can't remember when they came out. I had them when they were like getting popular and I can't remember when that was. Yeah, or was it 5th grade? I can't remember how old I was. Maybe Blue Jay, maybe Kid You was just a little stupid.
Colored pencils, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and shame. We've all been there.
No, because again, you should be old enough to understand, take out wheels if just walking down a hall where you can't go healing.
Right? But while people often reminisce about the dapper fashion of the good old days, they usually aren't referring to the more ridiculous or outright baffling trends that have existed. So get comfy and buckle up your Supreme seatbelts, because on today's field trip, we're touring the world of absurd trends, styles, and fashion throughout history. And there were a lot of these, so if you want a part 2, make sure to let me know in the comments. Hobbling is the act of strapping together an animal's legs to prevent them from moving too quickly. This practice proved useful throughout history for preventing your horses, donkeys, or women from running away. Wait, introducing the hobble skirt, a dress designed to obstruct a woman's stride with its tight-fitting hem, perfect for all your duck waddling appreciation parties. Credit for the skirt was claimed by French designer Paul Poiret, whose design quickly replaced the corset as the staple of high fashion in 1908, leading him to state, "Yes, I freed the bust, but I shackled the legs." It's not entirely clear where Paul allegedly came up with the design. Some say it may have originated from the first woman to fly in an airplane, who tied a rope around her skirt to prevent it from blowing up in the wind. But I have a different theory. Perfection. Obviously. The trend came with certain mobility-related complications, such as crossing a street, or going upstairs, or just, living a life. Things like boarding streetcars became especially difficult, so I guess they're just gonna have to wear something else for daily transit. Oh, or you could just have the city design modified streetcars specifically for hobble skirts. But as everyone knows, you're not a great trend until you've had your fair share of untimely deaths. One woman drowned falling off a bridge in New York, while another was killed trying to outrun a loose horse at a racetrack in Paris. But don't worry.
Oh, I gotta watch that again.
In Paris. But don't worry, the
I love
onset of
that
World
so
War I
much.
saw the decline of the speed limit skirt, with its impractical design not really suiting a wartime atmosphere. Thanks, World War I. You really saved a lot of lives. When you hear the word hermit, many often think of the adorable little crustaceans occasionally found as pets. Others, a sweaty neckbeard grinding for RuneScape XP in his mom's basement. However,
Hey, I'll have you know. 1 to 91 is halfway. Or is it 1 to 92? Can't remember.
a true hermit has more in common with the latter.
I don't think I ever got a skill to 99. I don't think I ever did. Trying to remember what. I think mining was, of course, the number one because I was a child and the children yearn for the mines. I think that one I probably got to 95 at the highest. I know I didn't have a 99. Yeah.
Opting for a life of isolation, where instead of grinding for XP, they grind for spiritual enlightenment. These secluded eccentrics often lived lives of peace and meditation, contemplating the meaning of life. And so naturally, British aristocrats thought they make perfect garden gnomes. Good morning, friendly travelers, and what a wonderful morning it is. Perfect for embodying the spirit of the youthful rabbit, frolicking in God's greatest gift.
Oh, look, George, we simply must have one in the garden.
Oh, thank you, but
Damn it, Martha, you're right. It fit in perfect next to the tulips.
Forget the elaborate hedges and neatly trimmed lawns. In 18th century Britain, your estate wasn't worth mentioning unless you had yourself an ornamental hermit. Basically, you'd build a simple brick or stone building called a hermitage and pay some guy to live in it, decorating it with tree root shells and bones in what was pretty much the 18th century equivalent of your lovable crackhead dumpster dweller. In exchange for lodging, food, and a stipend, they were expected to spend their days in isolation, where they wouldn't bathe, cut their hair, or engage in any kind of recreation or social mingling. They served as entertainment for guests walking through the estate, where they could approach the hermit and pick up a little nugget of wisdom. Invest in Dogecoin you should, $1 soon it shall be. I don't
This video is so many years old. It still hasn't reached $1.
understand. He's reached a level of enlightenment we could never hope to achieve, Catherine. Kanye 2024. Wow, such wisdom. But finding a real hermit wasn't as easy as it is today, where all it takes is pulling up Pokemon's Twitch chat. So some estates had to post advertisements for the position. Turns out, asking a man to dedicate their life to social exile solely for the entertainment of the British elite is rather difficult, leading a few estates to actually use mechanical dummies instead. So if you were updating your resume hoping for a job as an aristocrat's quirky little poverty exhibit, think again, because not even that job is safe from being replaced by automation. This trend fell out of style by the 19th century, but if you're hoping to visit a hermit, you're still in luck. There's a hermitage in the mountains of Austria that's been continuously inhabited for the past 350 years. Or if that's too far, you just go to Portland. The American song.
Hold on. If it's how does the hermitage prepare for a new hermit? If they are isolating themselves, they can't like train a new hermit. How do they keep it occupied?
Song Yankee Doodle has been sung for hundreds of years and is nearly famous enough to replace the US national anthem. Toxic by Britney Spears. But it turns out the famous lyric about macaroni isn't actually talking about those delightful curvy carb tubes, but a ridiculous 18th century British fashion by the same name, characterized by their outlandishly large wigs, vibrant colors, pointy shoes, unnecessary canes, and tiny hats. This eccentric fashion had 18th century Britain looking like if Rockstar made Grand Theft Carriage Aristocrat City. The fashion originated from young men who went gallivanting around Europe on the Grand Tour, essentially the Georgian era equivalent of your typical rich kid gap year abroad for finding themselves. Just like all college-aged men, they developed a passion for macaroni while passing through Italy, using the word for its cultural sound to describe anything sophisticated or worldly, such as their new drip. Oh my gosh, James, you look like a whole new man. What do you call this? Oh, this? Just a little thing we picked up passing through good old Italia. I call it macaroni. So ethnic. But while the ultra-elite
That accent was perfection. No complaints. 10 out of 10.
enjoyed how this expensive, over-the-top fashion distinguished themselves from those yucky poor people, macaronis soon began to fall out of favor. Given their exaggerated and often flamboyant appearance, the term began to refer to excessive fashion and male femininity, which at the time was rather frowned upon. Trust me, they want to be colonized. Gay! Whether rather frowned upon. Trust me, they want to be colonized. Gay! Whether or not
There are so many things happening there. Trust me, they want to be colonized and then yay.
Macaroni was ridiculed because it suggested homosexuality is unclear, but regardless, mocking the trend became another popular British pastime, right up there with playing cricket and selling opium. After a lot of heat from magazines and cartoonists, the fashion fell out of style after only a decade. But don't worry, the rich will find other quirky ways to express themselves. When you think of history's manliest sex symbols, there are probably quite a few individuals who come to mind. No, not me, stop it. King Henry VIII, especially in his youth, could be considered one such individual, and he wasn't really subtle about it. To highlight his fertility, Henry VIII was particularly fond of wearing a codpiece, a type of flap or pouch protruding from a man's trousers, kind of like a genital birdhouse. While he didn't start the fashion trend that became popular during the 15th century,
Man
he
on the
certainly
far
embraced
left
it with
needs to
open
calm
arms.
down.
Or I guess legs. So much so that you'd be hard-pressed to find a portrait of him without it. His armor is on display at the Tower of London, sporting a whopping 2.5-pound codpiece, which was
Jesus
sure to make
Christ.
him look quite submissive and breedable on the battlefield. Apparently, others thought so too, seeing as how women used to stick pins in its leather lining in hopes of increasing their chances of getting pregnant. Because nothing quite screams healthy family like the dude who beheaded 2 of his 6 wives. His codpiece was so iconic that there used to be a wooden statue of him also at the Tower of London, equipped with a secret mechanism. To activate it, one only
No.
needed to step on the right spot on the floor. Hey, where's the codpiece? That's kind of his shtick. Check this out.
No.
You've done it again, Tom. The fashion blossomed in Europe until the 16th century, coming in many shapes and sizes. And each time you think it couldn't get crazier, Google Images steps in to prove you wrong. I'm particularly fond of the German codpieces. I don't know what they were going for with this one, but to me it looks like a weird Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone fan fiction. You know, the one where Voldemort attaches himself to Professor Quirrell's other head, Avada Kedavra. So while it may seem like the fads of today are as stupid as they come, clearly history has had its fair share of trendy hiccups to hopefully give you a little more faith in humanity. Or not. As you look back at what was in vogue in centuries past, it makes you wonder and perhaps excited to see what may become stylish in our lifetimes. Not me, though. Fashion has already failed me on that fateful day many moons ago. 4th grade was a long time ago, Blue Jay. You need to let go. I can still hear them. The laughs. Oh god, they just get louder. And remember what we say to them when we hear the voices? Blue Jay? Beauty is pain. Louder. Beauty is pain. You're ready. So from hobbits in your garden to towers on your noggin, I think it's safe to say weird historical fashion gets 6 out of 11 out of 10 stars.
Y'all, will there ever be a Blue Jay video that I genuinely can like add something to that isn't just me laughing? I don't know. 'Cause that's just how it is so far. He's just a wacky silly guy, a wacky silly bird. I love this channel. I wish I had reacted to this guy sooner. Like, what the fuck? Y'all should have been, y'all should have been commenting more about Blue Jay. It's all your fault, really, not mine. Not mine at all. Your fault. Gaslight. And that was absurd historical trends that need to come back. Yeah. Henry VIII certainly loved his codpiece. Yeah. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.